Okay. Yeah, sorry for the interruption. Actually, I received one call. So. Yeah, so we're discussing about this. So DevOps break down the walls between development and operation team, and basically it integrates the both team development and operations for a better and faster outcomes. And so it will work as a one team and one goal approach. So DevOps team will do the lot of things. It will do the collaboration between development is a development and operation and collaborations. Collaboration between development operations. It will do the automation and it will do the infrastructure as a code means. So it's the infrastructure as a code means we'll do the configuration by writing the Docker files or cloud formation templates. It's not like we go and take the template and create the VMs. Not like that. So everyone, so in DevOps they mostly work on the microservices like container technology. So it's like we create the spin up the containers by writing the Docker files. So that's why calling it as infrastructure as a code. And we do the deployments, builds, and many things. Actually, in DevOps, we need to do many things. And features, which means sometimes we include features, and sometimes like a feature toggles, we call it as. Sometimes we include the features. So all these things. The company is for mainly for tracking the development of the applications, all these things, like a scrum master. Scrum master will take care of those things in Kanban dashboard. Hello, you following me, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So in DevOps, it's like a multiple teams is only one team, and the team follows the some processes and they release the project. This is the products. So the three-step process. Okay. And there's some differences between agile and versus. Before that, let me give some overview of waterfall. So that is was first model everyone used to follow. So in waterfall, it was like at a time we gather all the requirement, then we start the planning, design, coding, and build and test and deployment and release. So but customer, so for example duration of the project is 6 months or something, 6 months or 1 year. So customers will come to know only the about the product only once it got released, end of the product. So but if sometimes that product may not reach the customer expectations, or may not it, sometimes it may be completely out of the expectations, let's say it's completely different outcomes maybe. So that is a big problem in waterfall model, because customer, there is no involvement of the customer during that product development, and there is no transparency. Okay, because there is no, once only initially we take the requirements from the customer, then we start the development and release. So it may not meet the customer expectations, or maybe completely different outcomes. So that's why there is a less customer satisfaction in the waterfall model, and there is no transparency. So that's why agile methodology came into the picture. So in agile methodology, it's like we'll take some of the requirements from the customers, so then we will put in a one sprint. I think everybody is aware of what is a sprint and all those things, right? Sprint and stories in Jira.
Yeah.
Okay, so in agile methodology, it's like I will take requirements of the customers and we put in a one product catalog, and we prioritize the features, and put some features in the one sprint, and we start working on it, and we'll do the coding, build, testing, and packaging and deployment to the customer. Then once it deploy into customer, then we will take his customer feedback. If is everything is okay, or if we need any changes, take his feedback and again implement those changes. So a customer involved during the product development, he can see what is going on in his product. He will completely aware of what is going on it. Okay, so if you need any changes, he can immediately can get back to us. I can suggest what are changes he want. Okay, so that is the advantage in agile methodology. Okay, uh, so it's like if whenever you need changes, then we'll take those changes, we'll put in a next sprint, and we include some more features, and again we'll do the same process. So this is like a, that's why in agile methodology we'll release the we'll do the releases in shorter durations, maybe 2 weeks, 4 weeks, like that. So the duration of the sprint are like 2 to 4 weeks. So that is an advantage in agile methodology, but disadvantages are in agile methodology. Agile methodology mainly concentrates in the development side. Okay, it mainly concentrates in development side, and only it will follow the strict timelines, but it doesn't discuss much about, doesn't consider much about the operations side, or it doesn't do any automation in agile methodology, or doesn't much consider on quality side. Because in agile you always consider on the project development, but even infrastructure configuration and infrastructure infrastructure automation or infrastructure configuration management, that is also very important, because definitely that will affect the deliverables. Okay, because if everyone environment is, everything is stable, then only we can release the software on time. For example, developer done their changes, when you are trying to deploy those changes in the pre-production or staging environments, the environment is not stable or is not ready, or if it is the proper configuration is not done properly, we may get configuration issue or deployment issue. That is also definitely will affect the our deliverables. So we need to take care about development as well as the operations side. So that we DevOps model will take care about that. It will take care of both the development and the operations side. Okay, so they are the some of the major differences between the agile and the DevOps model. So nowadays everyone is trying to follow this DevOps model because it have a lot of advantages, because we do the automation, we do the continuous monitoring and all those things. So let's see what are the key differences. So first one is the agility feature. So in agility, DevOps will do the both in the development operation side, and but in agile methodology it will do the agility only in development. Okay, agility means keep on doing the changes and tracking the changes. Agility. So that is called agility. But in DevOps, you will do the agility in both in development operations. Next is with respect to the process and practices, involves the continuous in agile. We do the continuous integration, continuous deployment, and continuous testing etc. But in agile, we'll mainly track the what is going on product development by following the Scrum and the Kanban process, Kanban dashboards actually. So Scrum Master daily will take the status of the take these updates daily from the all teams, like what is going on development, what is going on testing team. So Scrum Master used to take care of those status updates. Okay. But there is no concept of continuous integration and continuous deployment and continuous testing here in agile methodology. So agile methodology, timeline is the main priority, but in DevOps, the timelines and quality have the equal priority. So we need to think about the quality of the software also. But about release cycle, it will in both models will do the really smaller release cycles. But in DevOps, we'll get the immediate feedback, because in DevOps we use the continuous monitoring tools, so that will give the immediate feedback to us. But in case of an agile methodology, only will get the feedback once we release the software to the customer. We'll get the feedback from only for the customer. But in DevOps, we have some set of tools, monitoring tools. Those give the feedback of the our application immediately. So scope of us, like in DevOps, we do the automation, complete automation, but in agility, we don't have that automation. We'll do the only agility. So there are some key differences between agile and DevOps. Okay, got it?
Yes.
Yeah. So what are the benefits of the DevOps? What are the benefits if you follow the DevOps approach? So it's like some of the benefits are like we do the continuous software delivery, because we do the continuous building and test and everything, right? So we can do the continuous delivery within a shorter durations, and maintenance of the infrastructure and environments be easy in DevOps, because we have a lot of tools for automating the configuration and maintenance. So that bit easy in managing the infrastructure and everything, and faster resolution of the problems, because we are working as a one team. In case of any issue, all we sit together and fix the issue. It's not like everyone is working independently, because everybody is aware of what is going on in the product development. So in case of an issue, we can fix it immediately, because it's the only work as a only one team. So that is talking about the last point, first resolution of the problems. And there are cultural benefits, because we have only one team, so happier and more product teams, and higher employee engagement, because everyone is involved from starting first phase to the last phase. Everyone involved in the complete project development life cycle. Okay. Great professional development opportunity, because developers they can concentrate mainly on their development side. Once they are done with the changes, and everything will taken care by the our CI/CD pipeline. They so they completely concentrate on the development side. And some of the business benefits, so definitely we can do the, by following these DevOps methods, we can do the faster delivery of the features, because everything is automated here. And more stable operating environments, because you have this only one team is taking the complete environment maintenance. So we'll make sure that all environments have the same configuration, and we have some of the set of tools to, like a Ansible, Puppet, or Chef. It will automatically monitor the like environment configurations or the state of the environments, and it will make them the environment stable. Okay. It'll gather the metrics, and it will make sure that all environments are the same configuration and stable. Taken care, those tools can take care of that. And definitely it improves the communication and collaboration, because only one team. There's no concept of multiple teams. So achieving high quality through continuous integration and delivery. Because I think everybody is aware about continuous integration. Continuous integration means it's like let me give brief introduction about continuous integration and continuous delivery. Continuous integration means everyday develop. I have one repository. Assume there is a one repository, and multiple teams will use that repository code, and every day they will try to introduce new changes. So they will introduce the new changes with the existing code. So it means they will integrate the new changes with the existing code. So in the continuous integration, we will validate that whether that newly changes are well fitting well into the existing changes or not. So by doing the couple of builds and testing, we will check that. So that becomes a continuous integration. So every day, developers continuously integrate the new changes into the existing code. That is called continuous integration. In the continuous integration process, we validate those changes. Continuous delivery means that is a continuous delivery is a software engineering method that in that process it makes sure that always our code is in a deployment state. Means by doing the couple of builds and testing, always make sure that at any point of time our code should be ready for the deployment. Okay, that process will take care about that one, continuous delivery process. We will discuss more in that our CI/CD pipeline session about continuous and continuous delivery. But by following these processes, definitely that product quality get improved, and more time to innovate, because most of the tasks are automated. We'll get more time to think about some new ideas or some innovations. Okay. So these are the benefits of the following a DevOps approach or DevOps culture. Happy DevOps, because there is no blame game here. There is no wall between the teams. It is only one team, or we work together. There is no silos, or there is no confusion here. Everyone work together and release the software, release the high quality software in shorter duration successfully. Okay. So that's why happy DevOps. And these are the some of the core DevOps principles. Yeah, so it's the only one team. The team should take care of the end-to-end responsibility and continuous improvement. Yeah, so we need to think about how to improve the uh, how to improve the like product quality, or how to minimize the cost and all those things. And automate, definitely we will automate everything by using our CI/CD pipelines, and it is work as a one team. And definitely we have a monitoring tools and testing tools. We will do the continuous monitoring and continuous testing. And the last point is talking about customers are so customer centric action. So always we need to think about the customer. So customer point of view, how our DevOps process, our DevOps methodologies benefit for the customer. So in case of the cost or quality, like a quality improvement, or so yeah, we need to think about in those point of view, because always need to always need to make sure that customers satisfaction. So we need to make sure again customers should come back to us for any new products or thing like that. Correct, right? If customer is happy, then only we'll get the products, and that will benefit for the customer, organization, as well as the employees. So we need to think about in customer point of view. So always we need to suggest the developers some best practices and some best approaches. We need to suggest the developers and QA teams and all the other teams. Okay. Some of the core attributes of DevOps engineers, always we are ready to we are willing to learn some open source technologies and work on. Always we're ready to learn some new technologies. We should be open to learn. Actually, we should be open to learn new technology and work on those things. And we should be in a position to understand the existing script and writing the new scripts. So that's why already I told you. So we should be aware of. We should have some good experience with any one scripting language, Shell or Python. So better to concentrate on these two things, because it having a good demand. Even Python itself, we have a lot of opportunities for the Python developer itself. So please concentrate on those scripting languages. Yeah, experience with systems and IT operations. So sometimes we need to troubleshoot the infrastructure side and configuration issues. And we need to communicate with multiple teams. So we need to collaboration. So we need to communicate with the multiple team developers, QA, and IT operations team. And you should be a quick learner, basically. Yeah, so sometimes we need to work on some new technology. So we should be open to learn some new technologies and work on those things. In case of new projects comes, we need to do POCs on new technologies. So that time they will give multiple tools. So like a they'll keep some maintain some 2 3 optionals, like they will, like for example, in case of continuous integration, sometimes they will have some choices like Jenkins, TeamCity, and Bamboo. So they will ask us to do the POC on all these things one. So we need to do the POC on all these continuous integration server. I need to choose the best one, which is the best fit for our development. So like that. So in case of monitoring, we have multiples like ELK, Splunk, and Nagios. So we need to do the POC on those tools and analyze it and come up with some solutions. And we need to convince the our management. So this is the best tool for our requirement. Yeah. Okay, got it. Some of the attributes of the DevOps engineers.
Yeah.
And there is a DevOps lifecycle. It is broadly broken down into some of these phases: continuous development, continuous integration, and continuous deployment, continuous testing, monitoring. In DevOps methodology, continuous means a lot, actually. So because everything will automate, right? That's why we call it as continuous, continuous, continuous. Okay. And mostly we work on the microservices. Basically, this is a Docker and Kubernetes, all are the microservices. So it's not like we'll work with VMs or not like that. Mostly we work on the container platforms, either Docker or Kubernetes, because all are like a small deployments. Like I split the our product development into small chunks, and we'll do the deployments into the or containers, Docker containers. So these are the building blocks to achieve the DevOps as a whole. Okay, so this diagram is talking about the DevOps lifecycle. Already we discussed why we use this symbol for the DevOps. It's like a never-ending process. So that's why this infinity symbol is uh, best one to symbolize the DevOps process. Okay, so this diagram is talking about what are the supporting tool stack in each and every phase. So we have a different phases: plan, code, build, test, release, deploy, operate, and monitor. So in each and phase we have a supporting tool stack, and for planning there is no tools actually. For coding, like coding we have Eclipse IDE environment, and tracking the changes we have a Jira, and for maintaining the coding, like we have a repositories called Git and SVN. But in industry most of the organizations use the Git only. So in our session we'll discuss about Git only. Nowadays no one is using SVN because there are advantages in the Git, a lot of advantages compared to SVN. In build phase we have these tools, these build tools: Ant, Maven, and Gradle, but mostly used one is the Maven. So in our session we'll discuss the Maven during our course. And in case of testing we have this JUnit Selenium. So we can so mostly most of the organizations use the Selenium for testing. For continuous integration, Jenkins and Bamboo and TeamCity are there, but Jenkins is the open source one. So mostly used continuous integration server is the Jenkins. So during our course we'll discuss the Jenkins. And for deployment configuration we have these tools, Puppet, Chef, and Ansible. But Ansible is the latest one and a bit easy compared to the other tools. It is an agentless architecture, and they are the agent based architecture. So that we'll discuss more about in detail in during those course. But in our course we'll going to talk about the Ansible. Okay. And operations, so once you deploy, customers will do some operations on that one. And for monitoring we have these tools like Neuralink, Sensu, Splunk, and Nagios, and ELK. Actually I have taken this diagram from Google. I thought it is some looking, actually this diagram is looks better, so that's why I taken it from Google. So I'm not so that ELK is not there, but during our course we'll discuss about the ELK. Okay, clear? So what are the supporting tool stack in each and every phase?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a slide talking about CI/CD pipeline. CI/CD pipeline is a continuous integration and continuous deployment. Your pipeline means a pipeline is nothing but a sequential flow of set of actions. Okay. So it's like in pipeline we have a list of tasks. I think already we discussed in our demo session. Again, let me go through it. So pipeline means sequential execution of the set of tasks. So this is a pipeline. So this is a generic pipeline, CI/CD pipeline. So we'll maintain the I'll give some brief overview, and we will discuss more in our during our CI/CD pipeline session. But let me give some brief introduction to the CI/CD pipeline. So CI/CD pipeline is continuous integration and continuous delivery and continuous deployment. Deployment pipeline. Pipeline is a sequential execution of set of actions. So basically, we'll maintain our code in the Git repository or GitHub or Bitbucket, and this continuous integration server. So there are two ways of triggering the CI/CD pipeline. Either we can trigger it from Jenkins continuous integration server, or directly we can trigger it from GitHub webhooks. Okay, that webhooks continuously monitor the repository in case of any new changes are introduced, new changes are committed into the Git repository. It automatically trigger the pipelines in the Jenkins server. Okay, once the pipeline is triggered, it will perform all this action. So it will clean up the previous build results or any previous generated artifacts. Then do the source code checkout, then build the code, and do the code quality by using. So each and every, before that we need to integrate all these tools with the Jenkins server. After that we can use those tools. So each and every phase we use one tool. So for code coverage we can use SonarQube or PMD. For artifactory maintenance we can use the Nexus. This we call it as a binary repository, Nexus, because we call artifacts, we call it as a binaries, right? So we call it as a binary repository. And for the deployment we use the Tomcat, and integration functional and integration testing Selenium, and performance JMeter, and monitoring we can use Splunk or ELK. So these generic pipeline steps in CI/CD pipeline process. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah. We'll discuss more during that session. Okay, don't worry. Okay, so they are the some of the roles and responsibilities of DevOps engineers. DevOps engineers are in a position to create the CI/CD pipeline. That is a major and important task for the DevOps engineer, and it should able to troubleshoot the system issues and configuration issues, and should be a position to resolve the issues, configuration issues, and uh, may manage project effectively. So for managing the project, you should be open to learn and know some of the open source technologies or any enterprise technologies and to manage the project. And we need to improve the quality and reduce the development costs with collaboration with the multiple teams, and analyze the design and evaluation automation scripts and testing. Yeah, that is talking about should be in a position to analyze or understand the existing script and writing the new scripts, and some say we need to understand some best security processes. Actually, what are the best providing the security for example in cloud environments, how to like improve the security, how to provide the security by following some of the process like security groups or creating the roles and giving the permissions. It's talking about that one. So always DevOps engineers should have a skill like DevOps engineer should be a quick learner and self learner, because sometimes we'll not get any KT or not like that. So just randomly they will give the work and ask us to do. So somehow we need to learn it. Yeah, sometimes they'll give provide the training, sometimes may not. So there's not, but initially we'll feel a bit difficult, but keep on trying to read and go through blogs and go to YouTube and search for the videos. They have any videos for that particular tool, and go through some blogs or go to their own website and read the documents. First time definitely most of things will not understand, but we should keep on study or keep on practice something, then definitely we can understand better actually. So that's how we need to learn the technologies. Yeah, so the first line is talking about a great DevOps engineer is seriously a game changer. That is absolutely true. Actually, I can say 100% it is true, because I think most all of you understand by going through all our previous discussions, because everything is in a DevOps engineer's control now. So it is like once the developer is checking their changes, remaining whatever the process is there in the complete processing, even infrastructure or deployment, builds or testing, even testing also in our control only. Correct? So definitely DevOps engineer is a game changer. Really, that is 100% true. That's why we have a lot of demand for a DevOps engineer. And even when you work in real time, there is a more value for DevOps and a lot of respect in your product in your project actually, because it's like a central team, multiple team will communicate with you in case of any doubts. For example, we need to give some best practices to the teams, and we need to guide the team, we need to educate the team basically. So in case of, for example, developers want to work on the repositories, git repository or like a Jenkins or anything. So first we need to train them on these technologies, we need to train them on CI/CD pipelines, we need to train them on git operations like how to do the commits, how to do the branch merges, how to do the merges or resolving the conflicts like that. And uh, even sometimes we even will give strict like deadlines to the development team and QA team, because we want to automate these things. Okay, please complete your task and come back to us how to, because definitely we need their help in case of automate the testing side. For example, Selenium or Jmeter. Hello, are you following me, right?
Yes.
Okay, so for in case of you want to automate the testing, definitely we need their help. So first we tell them. So we are going to automate. We are going to create the CI/CD pipeline so on time. Please complete your task and come back to us and help us to how to integrate these testing tools with our CI/CD pipeline. So it's like everything is in our control only. Once the developer checking their changes, remaining complete process in a DevOps engineer control. So that's why DevOps engineer have a lot of value or a lot of respect. Real time because you have a lot of respect actually. Sometimes managers, development managers or QA manager will come to you and they'll ask you in case they are having any process questions like that. We have a complete knowledge in the end-to-end product knowledge actually because we know complete process, correct? We're learning from each and every phase. So we'll have a complete knowledge and complete grip in our product. So sometimes managers also will come to us and will ask their questions. When what are the features are going in particular release? So when I can fix these changes, or when this build is going up, and when I can expect the artifacts. All these some questions they will come to you and ask you. You should be in a position to answer them. Okay. So that's why this first point is talking about great DevOps engineer is seriously a game changer. As a DevOps engineer, you will ensure that system is running smoothly and being monitored so that you can respond to issues as it arises. You will ensure that your developers are never doing repeated tasks. Yeah, because we need to sometimes they will do some repeated tasks, so we need to guide them or we need to suggest them. There are some tools are there. Sometimes they will try to do some manual work, so we need to tell them there are some tools. Use those tools and work on it and can automate your tasks like that. And see I give some a small example. So developers we have different branches. Like in case of that I'm talking about repeated task, we have different branches like development branch, release branch, and development, release, and feature branches. So what developer will do, they will first fix the issues in feature branch, then again manually they'll go and fix the issues in development. They will again their changes in check out the code in development branch. Again they do the changes in the files and commit it. Again they'll do in the release branch. But that is not the best practice. What's they are supposed to do is once they have fixed the issues in the release branch, okay, they will get some version. So in what they need to, they need to take that version and reapply that, then commit those, met those version into the other branches. That is the one step only. Take that version from the feature one, whatever version you get, and match that version into development and release branches. It will be easy. It will be done within 1 or 2 minutes. But if you apply the changes manually in each and every branch, every time it will take some half an hour to 1 hour. So that is a best practice we need to say. So we are like that is we are talking about that only. So we'll ensure that developers are never doing repeated tasks, and we need to suggest some of the tools. If you find any good tools to automating the task like that, and infrastructure is up to date as a stack. Also, we use Ansible and these Puppet tools for infrastructure management. As a process change and company grows, DevOps engineers automates as much as possible to isolate the task. Because the developers can focus on their core work, so can deliver the products earlier and more reliably. Yeah, because always we'll try to do, we almost will complete, will automate everything in. So always definitely it improve the quality of the product and can deliver the product in on time. Okay, so everything in a DevOps control, even customer is also will come to our control only at the end, because if we do the our job perfectly, then only we can deliver the quality software in a shorter time, because no one else here, right? Once the developer develops, everything in our control, testing, code quality checks, build, packaging, deployments, and everything in our control. If we do our job perfectly and on time, then only we can deliver the software on time. So definitely, DevOps engineer is a game changer. It is a lot of demand. That's why we have a lot of demand for the DevOps engineer. It will be there long time. It is like because just now it started just 1.5 or 2 years back. It will there for a couple of years. Yeah. So future it will be like developers and QA and DevOps engineer. Mostly it will be like that. There is no infrastructure management. There is no Linux administration. Not like that. Everything come under the DevOps team only. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, hmm. So, what is the future of the DevOps? So, this talking about. So, earlier it was like releases happen yearly once or twice in a year. But now that there's a drastic change actually. Nowadays, releases are happening in a weeks or months because our automated multiple tasks, right? So we reduce a lot of time we reduce a lot of time actually. So there is no more manual tasks, there is no manual deployment. Every day we do the couple of builds and testing. So every day we are checking the product quality and every day we are validating the code. In case of any issue, in case of any issue, immediately we are fixing and again we are doing the builds and testing. So this is also it's like we are not waiting for a long time. It's like we'll wait 1 month or like to do the bill testing. Earlier we used to do like that only, but it's nowadays every day we are doing. So that's why we can deliver the products in a shorter durations, in a weeks or months. So there is a drastic change in DevOps. So that will be in future also. It will be expected in a weeks. Nowadays in months. In future we will be they can expect in a weeks. Okay. Soon the DevOps engineers have more access and control of the end user than the other person in the enterprise. That is true because already it's there. Already, so that's what we discussed in previous slide. So DevOps is becoming a valid skill set for IT people. For example, a survey conducted by the Linux hiring in 2016 or something. So the 25% of job seekers are looking for DevOps profile only. So it may increase in future. Okay. So DevOps and continuous delivery are here to stay. It will be there long time DevOps and continuous delivery because it is improving the quality of the software a lot and reducing the cost for the product development. Okay. There are companies need to change as they have no choice to evolve. Yeah, because nowadays I told you several times, almost all the projects and organizations are trying to adopt this technology. That's why there is a shortage for DevOps engineers. Just I tell you once you upload your resume into DevOps, daily you receive 2 3 calls minimum. But so you need to prepare your resume very well, and it should be some professional. Definitely, you will receive 2 3 calls every day, and you will get good package also because we do the lot of tasks actually. Already, I think you got it. So we'll do the multiple tasks. That's why we'll get good packages. And one more thing, there is no stress actually in DevOps culture. It's like you will not feel any stress. It's like for example, only at starting of the project, when you are going to starting the project from the scratch, at that time only we'll have some more work. Once you create your CI/CD pipeline, if CI/CD pipelines are stable, so everything get already automated. So after that, is not will be much work actually. So there is no work, and there is no much stress, and there is no shifts actually. Mostly that is a advantage. Rarely will have a shifts. So you need to decide before joining to the organization. We need to check with them whether you have any rotational shifts or anything. You can ignore it actually. We'll get some more. We'll get some other opportunity, more opportunity without shifts. So don't go and don't work in a shifts. Not required. You can say no for them. Directly can say no because it is not required. You'll get a lot of opportunity in general shapes. Okay, that is the advantages working in DevOps. Okay, and they are the some of the trending technologies in DevOps. So you can categorize the DevOps tools and technologies like this. So I categorize like this. So when it comes to version control system, Git and SVN. So obviously Git is a popular tool, and source code repositories GitHub, Bitbucket, or SVN. So we can use a GitHub or Bitbucket, but Bitbucket is the enterprise one, has a limited open source features there. In case of build tools, Ant and Maven and CI/CD tools, Jenkins, Bamboo, or TeamCity, but Jenkins is a more popular compared to other. It was there for a long time, Jenkins. Okay, that is a evergreen, we can say. Jenkins is a long time, it will be there in future also, because there is a lot of good features are there in Jenkins. Even enterprise tools are not able to compete with Jenkins. That is the beauty of Jenkins. In case of binary repository, we have an Nexus and Artifactory. Both are open source only. And configuration management, we have Ansible, Puppet, and Chef. In our course, we'll discuss Ansible. And container platform, we have Docker, Dockerswarm, and Kubernetes. If possible, I try to cover all these things. Anyway, I'll cover Docker and Dockerswarm or Jenkins, Dockerswarm or Kubernetes, but I'll try to cover both, because this will do this both functionality will be mostly same in Dockerswarm and Kubernetes. They will create the cluster and will deploy services and applications in that cluster, and it will do the high availability and load balancing. Okay, that we'll discuss. Basically, these tools are container orchestration tools, Dockerswarm and Kubernetes. I'll try to cover both. Okay, no, don't worry. And code quality, we have SonarQube, CodeScan, and PMD. Your SonarQube and PMD are open source, and CodeCard is enterprise one. So we'll cover. We'll take any. We'll go with anyone, PMD or SonarQube. And for monitoring, I'll go with ELK. And applications and web server, will use a Tomcat. And cloud platform, I'll try to cover some of these services in AWS. But these two have a very good demand in the market, AWS and Azure. And operating system, Windows and Linux, but our complete course in Linux only, because we'll have a lot of opportunities in Linux, and Windows is very less, I can say. So that's why we need to go with each one having more demand and more opportunity. We need to go with that. So that's why I will take my course in complete Linux environment. There is a brief summary about DevOps. So DevOps is a culture. It unifies the development and operations team. And before DevOps, every team used to work independently in a isolated environment. And we used to do manual deployment. That time, anyway, manual deployments like cause to human errors. So that's why you should avoid that manual. So everyone will ask for your automation in DevOps model. DevOps means it's automation. We can say like that. It's a continuous process and it's continuous automation. Continuously we need to automate the things. It's very less manual task we do in DevOps. There is a wall of confusion. This point is talking about. So operations will not understand DevOps process, development process, and development will not understand the operations. Operation. I think you're understanding what is operations, right? You're always using that term operations.
Yeah.
Operation means like a system administration activities or infrastructure management. That is we call it as operations basically.
Correct.
Yeah. So in the DevOps process, operation team will aware of developer, and developers will understand the operation side, and DevOps software maintainability, predictability, great quality, cost effective, time to market, and so DevOps focuses, as discussed, focus on both the development as well as in the operation side. So it is include DevOps side include continuous development, continuous testing, continuous integration, continuous deployment, and continuous monitoring. So DevOps in general work with multiple teams, development, QA, and operations team, and they should have a software for problems. So we should be a quick problem solver. It's like a DevOps means we need to has like a your primary goal should be becoming an architect. I'm saying always you need to work towards. You need to be within some 6 to 7 years plan to become an architect. So always we need to explore more technologies, more and more. If always we need to keep on update ourselves, and always check what are the tools are there in market and what are the upcoming tools. So always we need to focus on try to focus on industry updates. So what are the new tools are coming to the market and what will be the future of those tools. So always we need to check with already like in our project some tech calls. Always we need to talk with some senior people. So I used to do, because we'll get a lot of information from them. And always one more thing, you want to know what are the tools you need to concentrate. uh, Search in Google, DevOps opportunities in India, like that. Then go through some profiles, take some 20 profiles and go through it. You'll come to know what are the tools having a high demand. So when you are looking for a job, always my best suggestion is Google it first. Google it like DevOps jobs in India, DevOps in job in Hyderabad, and takes some 20 profiles or something, and then you can categorize the tools. As discussed here, you can categorize the tools. So by going through these 20 profiles, you will come to know what is the requirement of the organization. So mostly you'll come to know what are the organizations looking for which tool in case of continuous integration. So for example, assume if it is in case of continuous integration, we have multiple tools like Jenkins, Bamboo, and City. So once you're going through all these 20, you'll come to know, okay, so more among 20, for example, 15 organizations asked for the Jenkins. So then you need to start working on Jenkins. Okay, some of the organization may their requirement and Bamboo, you can ignore them. Always we need to work on which tool having a good demand and which tool, and for which tool have a lot of opportunities, like that. So I used to do like that only in case of looking for a job. So first I need to shortlist some 20. I used to take out the requirements of 20 organization, then I'll go through it. So well, like what is a more like a more repeating tool they are looking for, like Jenkins case. So in case of version control system, it is a Git. In case of build tool, Maven. So like that, because we have Bamboo, TeamCity also, but opportunities are less. So always try to concentrate on which tool is having a good demand and good opportunities, like that. So that is the best process you need to follow. And once you gather all these requirements, you'll come to know yourself only, okay, this tool have a good demand, I need to, then you can make a note of it and you can start working on those tools. That is the best practice to learn. Okay. Yeah, so I'm done. So you have any doubt? You're done for the day. You have any questions and you can ask.
I'm pretty much clear.
What about others? Deepak, I think Deepak is a new joining. What about Deepak?
Yeah, I'm clear.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay. Tomorrow we'll connect in the same time, and tomorrow I'll tell you how to create the account in AWS, and tomorrow we'll discuss about the Linux concepts and what are the some of the important commands, some of the useful and important commands in our day-to-day DevOps operations. Okay, maybe that will take 1 or 2 days. After that, we'll go with the Git.
Sure, no problem.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks,
Yeah.
all.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
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 And please send us the recordings.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.